All right, welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today, this one's gonna be a little bit of a chill stream. I'm gonna give you the steps on how to buy and get the best deal on a used Tesla. I know Alexis is gonna pop in pretty soon, but because I'm in the market, right? I'm in the market to buy a Tesla. I want another one. I've had 3 Teslas so far: a Model 3, a Model Y, and a Model S. Absolutely love the Model S. I really like the Model Y, and the Model 3 I probably wouldn't get again unless, I don't know, this tax credit thing is pretty interesting because I'd love to save some taxes as well. So I'm going to give you the steps exactly on what I would do. You can tell I'm sitting down because this might be a long video because I'm going to give you the steps first, and then we're going to go shopping. We're going to go out there and see what's out there. I'm going to start lowballing a bunch as well because that's the strategy. That's I'm going to show you exactly what I do and what you should do as well if you want to get the best deal on a Tesla at the best possible price. So before we get into that, let's roll that intro real quick. All right, so thanks for watching another stream. Thanks for watching another video. My name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on a Tesla at the best possible price, or just getting really good financing on your Tesla. So if you're interested in any of that, please hit that subscribe. All right, so the first thing, what I do. So of course you got to figure out what do you want, right? So I guess I kind of, I've had the Model 3, loved it, had the Model Y, loved it. The one gripe I had with Model 3 and Model Y, suspension was a little rough. So that's when I got the Model S. Was very fortunate to get an early order in right before all the craziness. And so I drove it for 6,000 miles, owned it for 6 months. It had air suspension, which was fantastic. And now there's really only one Tesla that is left, and that would also I would collect all the Pokemon cards then. If I get this last Tesla, which is the Model X, and if I use a really good financing partner like Labor Credit Union that have helped me a lot, and I did lock in my rates through Labor before they raised it, so I locked in, I applied, because I was talking to them. They said, if you apply before this date, I think it was like December 26th or something like that, the rate will be locked in at their like 3.6% or something like that, which is absolutely insane. So thankfully I locked in. I'm locked in for 60 days. So if you locked in, congratulations to you. But if you haven't, there's a handful of other credit unions out there. My Patreon members get a list of those credit unions if they need it. But the rates are still good, like 3 to 3.5%. So don't worry as much. But first we got to find the car, right? So I could search Model 3 or Model Y, and if someone wants to throw it out there, I could, I'll be happy to help you guys search as well. But let's do Model X. So my strategy first is I want a refresh Model X. So that's going to be late 2021, but mostly 2022. And so I go to all the sites. So I'll quickly ramble them off. I go to cars.com, Car Gurus, Auto Trader, Facebook Marketplace, even Craigslist. And the last one that maybe a lot of people aren't necessarily aware about, it's pretty good, is Tesla for sale groups. So if you go to the group section of your Facebook, just type in like Tesla for sale or Tesla sales. Here's a good one right here, Tesla for sale. It's good because my strategy, I'm always going after or working or trying to get a deal with private sellers. And the reason why I try and not only go after private sellers is because a private seller, when they're selling the vehicle, only has 2 options to sell their car. They can either sell to you, a private buyer, or they can sell to a wholesaler like CarMax, Carvana, maybe they're going out of business, or even local wholesaler dealers around them. So, and wholesalers are not going to give them the highest value, right? They're just going to give wholesale number. And so you kind of have to, the strategy is to basically come in right above wholesale, because you can't expect them to take your wholesale offer because they can just go sell it to a local dealer or even Car Buyer USA. So you want to come in maybe 2, 3, maybe even more if that's exactly the car that you're looking for. So I'll go into a little bit more. So, I'll just throw in a number here. Let's say we're looking at 2021 Model Ys, Tesla Model Y let's say all-wheel drive, right? And then we want a long range, and it's got what, 2 years old at this point. It's got 18,000 miles. So the wholesale value, the person that's selling the car, they could sell it to Car Buyer USA and get 46,000. So if if that person had the exact car out there, I would see that in the wholesale number, and I would offer them, $2,000-3,000 more. So 49, maybe 50. If it's got full self-driving, you can value that at a higher number. Maybe full self-driving by itself is valued anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 on the street value, I would say. So then I would maybe offer them 53, 54, but you want to start at a number like that. And at the end of the day, it's just a numbers game at that point. So what I do is I go to sites I go to basically all these sites. I search based on my area, and then I go all the way down to here, and I do not interact with any dealers at all, because dealers are kind of, stuck. Like, the people responding to these inquiries are salespeople. They don't have any control of the price at all. So really, there's nothing you can do. If you really find a car that, absolutely love, you could try going to that dealership and negotiating with them in person. But, negotiating over the internet with a dealer, is kind of a lost at that point. So I filter down to private seller. And then, of course, I'm looking for a 2022 at this point, and then I sort low to high. And then once I've got low to high sorted, I just slowly send a message to each and every one of these people with kind of like my baseline number, or like a number around that. And the key thing here is, there's a lot of people selling for a variety of reasons. What I've noticed, at least with the Model X market, a lot of these people that own these cars don't need to sell. They kind of just have it just because of whatever reason. But, I did find a couple people, like a very minority owners, that they need to sell. They have to sell for whatever reason. That maybe it's just sitting there or whatever. So they want to get it off of their books or off of their driveway or whatever. And it's the same thing with Model Y owners, Model 3 owners, probably maybe a majority, a different percentage of those owners want to sell. And so that's where it could make a difference. So it's just a numbers game at this point. Just start lowballing. Unfortunately, it's lowballing, and you're going to get a lot of flack back, or, fire emojis back, or something like that. But you basically have to, keep going at it, keep filling out inquiries and finding as many vehicles as possible. And that's kind of why I like Facebook groups, because these are real owners, real people in real cars. So that's why I like interacting with them, talking to them, of course, coming out with a low number. And then, if they're going to push back, but that's where, it's not instant gratification. Like, you're going to give them an offer, it's going to be low. And then that's where you follow up with them in a week or 2 weeks and just say, hey, how's it going? How have you received any other higher offers? How's it going with sales? And that's where you try and, start the dialogue with them. And you'll find that there's a lot of people out there that, want high numbers for the vehicles for whatever reason. They think it's, worth so much. But unfortunately, the market is correcting. And this is your baseline number. If you find a vehicle and you put the number into Car Buyer USA, that's your baseline number right there. Of course, don't go any lower than that, because I feel like that would be insulting. But that's where you want to start, add a couple thousand on top of that, and then just keep going at it and at it and at it. So let's take a look at some of these Model X's right here. So that's basically my strategy so far. Like, that's how I get used deals on cars. Like, of course, don't be rude. Like, an offer is still an offer. Some people get antsy and upset, but sometimes I don't understand why. Like, they could just counter offer and then play a date. Because if you're a serious buyer and they're a serious seller, then they should kind of understand that and give some sort of counter offer at the end of the day. Because you never know. Like, if it's the right car, like, I would certainly pay for the right color, the right interior color, or even if it has full self-driving, I'll give a little bit extra, I'll value it a little bit more, so I can come up on my offer for sure. So I think, so going back to this, I really want a Model X. I haven't had the Model X yet. It's the last one on the list. I've kind of hinted at it for a while. So let's see if there's any, deals out here. Of course, there's still, people want a lot of money for these things. Like, still to this day, like, the cheapest one in the country via cars.com is $106,000. And these are, of course, private sellers. If we switch it to dealers, it can get a little lower, but cars.com has really been pretty good. And then also Also, Car Gurus has been pretty fruitful, I would say, in terms of like leads and finding vehicles that are actually out there. So let's see, 2022. I always look nationwide because I try like I'll travel for a car. I won't go like too far or too crazy, but I will travel for a car when it's not like too far. Like as long as it's like, under 800 miles, I'll definitely make a trip. So of course, go down all the way down to the bottom left here, sort of by private sellers, and then sort it, of course, low to high. And then it's a numbers game. So Alexis, if you're in the chat right here listening and watching, because I know you're interested in a used car, it's literally just filling out your information as much as possible to a lot of people out there and getting their contact information, and then just following up in a week. So ask them, how's it going? Have they received any offers? Because a lot of people, like they'll think that they got like a higher offer or something, but something will happen and it will fall right through, because at the end of the day, financing rates are still high, and a lot of people don't watch this channel. They don't know they can get 3% financing on a used or new car. So it's for sure it can get a little crazy out there. Auto Trader, good site, but I haven't really had too much luck. I've been sending a lot of inquiries at least, and I haven't really getting a lot of feedback or responses back. Facebook Marketplace has been really good, because it's real people selling cars. They get the notification on their phone, so they're inclined to respond back at the end of the day. So those are my tips and trips. Like here's another one right here, 2022 Model X. With 300 miles on it. It's a 6-seater, so you could value that a little bit higher. Only 180 miles, so certainly definitely a flipper for sure, or at least trying to flip. And let's put this thing in here, because I can imagine this is going to get ugly for sure. 2022 Model X, because that person, if they bought it recently, and even if they had an older price, they're still in that car like a good amount of money. So okay, 95,000. So I mean, you could go up 98, 100, and still way lower than 125. But don't be scared. Like it's literally like I certainly understand. A lowball offer might be, scary to send to them, but just it's a quick message. Like, and at the end of the day, they might say no, they might laugh at you, but you just move on, and then you move on, or you say, I really like your car. This is the price I'm at. Also, like, I had a person that scheduled a call with me pretty recently. Down below in the description, if you're interested in scheduling a call with my Patreon link, he accidentally offered too much. He offered 58 for a Model Y, and the price was 60 when he really wanted to offer 56. And I told him, like, hey, it's really easy to back out of that. Just tell them that you went to go get financing, you went to go apply for financing, and your finance company told you that they can only give you 56,000. And that's a really easy, quick way to back down on your offer. And maybe that could be very, maybe it's not 100% the truth, but it could easily be the case because of how financing companies are kind of restricting a little bit, or like you underestimated taxes, and taxes are going to be too much. And so there's always ways to kind of backtrack a little bit on your offer to get a better price for sure. So definitely some pretty interesting stuff. I'm going to jump in some of the comments. I see that a lot of you are asking questions. Hopefully this video was helpful. There's easy ways to get financing as well. Definitely check out the Patreon down below if you want to support the channel, as well as Tenet, also an easy way to finance or defer portions of the loan all the way to the end to have a lower monthly payment on financing your EV or Tesla specifically. Down below in the description if you want to check them out. Definitely interesting stuff. But let's jump into this. So Tapia Indy just got on YouTube. Figure you were live. Thanks for being amazing. No, thank you, Tapia. Hope you're enjoying your Model Y. Hope it's in good. Hope you're enjoying good health. Have you ordered any accessories yet? It's your boy. Can a Tesla Model Y or Model X charge at 100 amps or volts? I actually have no idea. Yes, maybe. I don't know. I can charge. I saw a Model X on cruise for 99,000 and a refresh Model S on cruise for 81,000. Yeah, I think the best deal so far I saw was a Model S Plaid for like 64,000 or something like that. Granted, it had like 80,000 miles, but yeah, the Model X is definitely coming down because it's an expensive vehicle. I think that the one you're talking about was actually 99,000 from a Florida dealer. It's this one right here, but this one's a little tricky, and this is why I don't like messing with dealers on the used market, because they always got they're always playing little games, or they have processing fees, dealership fees, filling your tire with nitrogen fee, like all that stuff. And so this one is funny because if you actually click down to this, you can see, as you can see, the $99,000 sale price. But wait, hold on. Actually, there's a $2,000 trade-in discount if you trade in your vehicle to get that down to that 99. And there's a $2,000 finance discount that you have to finance with them to get that discount. So the real price that they're actually trying to sell you this vehicle for is $103,500, which still a good deal, but there was basically $4,000 in stipulation discounts. That is the best way to call it there. So that's why I don't like messing with dealers. And on top of that, they probably have a processing fee of $500, a paperwork fee, all this detail. I don't know, whatever. I just don't mess with it at the end of the day. Tapia, when searching for used cars, do you usually finance? Yeah, I always finance my cars as long as that's why I'm so big into giving you all the best possible rates and sharing that information with you with credit unions, is because I personally look for all that stuff for my own cars as well. So, I'm hooked up with Labor credit. I was able to lock in a credit application before they raise the rates. Labor has been good. They've been very communicative, as well as I've heard they've been very good to all of you out there as well. So shout out to them. They're most likely going to be doing my financing through it. And then of course, after I get a Tesla, after I buy a Tesla, of course, we're going to make another video on, picking it up and all that stuff and showing you the ins and outs. And then, of course, and then another video, I'm going to go over how much I bought it for, how much the monthly payment is, like the term, everything. And the big question, how much insurance will be, because that's always the craziest at the end of the day. Alexis, I'm watching the program. Buying with has to be a dealer at Tesla or otherwise, with no private sale for me. Almost all the private sales I've seen are smoking the good stuff on their prices. Yeah, don't be afraid. Like I see a lot of people trying to sell their Model X's for crazy values, but it doesn't hurt to ask. That's kind of my motto. So I just figure out what number I want to pay, send. Figure out what number I want to pay, send. And I just go. I'm relentless on this. Like, let's see if I can show you all like my Car Guru's dashboard, because Car Guru is kind of keeps it nice in a sense where they keep all the this messages onto here. But let's see if there's any in my personal information on here. So it looks like they cut off some of the increase, but here's an idea, Alexis, of my strategy here. You can see this is the Car Guru's dashboard that shows, the increase back to back to back. There was a lot more here. It's kind of like trickling down in a way. And you can see it, like I come in, hey, I'd like to offer this. It's a low ball. Granted it is. He rejected, or they rejected. Okay, then I follow up. What's the lowest you take? Okay, 104,500. Okay, and then I come up a little bit higher. There's a number that would make sense. So I relook at it again. Once I get interaction, then I know the person's a real person and they're looking to sell. Then I relook at the deal. Okay, would I pay more for this color? Would I pay more for this interior or anything like that? So of course, 95,000, no interaction. They kind of went, ghosted a little bit. And then I followed up, a week later. Hey, how's it going? Any other offers? And all that stuff. So that's really what I do. That's my process and all that stuff for sure. So, don't be scared. Like it's only a question. It's only an offer. Like the worst they can say is no. And then you move on, or they move on, and so on and so forth. So definitely some pretty interesting stuff. I think hopefully this gives you some strategies and, ways to shop because it's, definitely, don't be scared at the end of the day. Alexis, I may give up on a Tesla. Prices are too high for me still. I'm looking at the e-Golf. They are $20,000. Yeah, BMW i3, I've had one of those. I really like them. E-Golf is probably a great car as well. Nissan Leaf, I feel like I would drive it if I needed to. Yeah, but e-Golf, that's a cool zippy sedan and stuff like that. But I don't know. At the end of the day, you could see how much the e-Golf is, and then see how much a Model 3 is, and see if it makes sense. Because if you drive any sort of commute that's 40 miles plus or 40 minutes plus, autopilot really actually makes a difference. For sure. So I don't know. I would recommend, maybe trying to find a different one, or just waiting a little bit longer. Who knows, right? Abraham, is the process of selling privately safe? How do you make sure you don't get scammed? To make sure you don't get scammed, just take cash. Only take cash, or take a cashier's check from a bank that that you can call and verify funds. That's it. That's really it. You're not really going to get scammed. It's really actually selling vehicles sorry, it really actually is buying vehicles. That's where you get scammed. There's a lot of like fake title fraud out there where people will fabricate titles with a stolen vehicle. They'll only take cash for the vehicle, and then they give you this stolen car and the fake title, and then they take all your cash. So it really sucks. Which Tesla are you getting? I am interested in getting a Model X. That's the last one that would complete my sexy Model S, Model 3, Model Y. No, Model X and then Y, like it would complete I would collect all my Pokemon cards then. So that's kind of what I'm interested in getting at this point, is the Model X. It'd be nice to try all of them. And I think I would keep the Model X for a while because I actually liked the Model Y a lot. It was really good. I like the SUV feel of it. And then I love the Model S because of the air suspension. And so I feel like the Model X is a combination of them both for sure. Alexis, SoCal dealers are super shady. I was searching statewide for an ID4 without markup, no car, NorCal, much better, less nonsense added in, usually just registration title. Yeah, and also don't forget to go, like there's San Diego. I don't know if you searched out there. San Diego market has, reputable dealers as well that don't necessarily charge too much markup. And then of course Vegas, if you can travel to Vegas, like that's also a pretty good market as well. Tapia, SoCal dealers are so cheeks. Let us know whatever happens on your situation. Alexis, I hope you end up happy. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, shopping for a car is fun. I know it can be stressful as well, and trying to get the best deal. But at some point, you just gotta purchase the car and live with it, and be excited about it, because there's always going to be a better deal as you keep waiting. And so, because of course prices will go down. So at some point you just gotta, figure out and transact and pick the one you want and move on, and be happy with it. I think that's I think is what I'm going to do. I've been shopping for a little bit now. I think this is part one where I'm shopping for a Model X, and I think I'm going to transact, and then hopefully we enjoy it and have fun with it. And of course I'm going to do every step of the process. I'm going to make videos, as well as I always do tint. I always do ceramic and accessories and stuff like that. So hopefully I get some good stuff for the Model X once I get it. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. I should stop counting my chickens before they hatch. Jack, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the video. You should get a Plaid Model S. Not much difference of the price. Plaid Model X. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, yes, it's not much difference, but the Model X is, it's expensive. Like, yes, it's not much difference, like only like $10,000-$20,000 more, but that's only $10,000-$20,000 more. Like, it's the Model X is an expensive vehicle, and to jump up to like the Plaid and spend an extra whatever, like, this can't be right. These are what I've been noticing and I've been seeing is there's a lot of mislabeled Model X's out there. So like this is not a Plaid. Like, let's triple check. Because the way you can tell is the back. Yeah, if there's a Plaid badge, it's a Plaid. So yeah, this is definitely not a Plaid. Let's see, is this a Plaid? Yeah, because if you can get a Plaid for 105, that would be sick. But I mean, Plaid, like I've had the Performance Model 3 and the Performance Model Y. And those are fast cars, right? 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. I was never ever in the sport mode, only really to show friends, because even the normal long range mode is still really, really fast at the end of the day. Like, you really don't need the Plaid. It's almost, pointless in my opinion, because it's too fast for daily driving. It's kind of nauseating ish. So let's see if we can find a Plaid here, because I don't think any of these are Plaid. There's a lot of mislabeling with when they sell cars for some reason, especially with the Plaid. I think the way that it ingests the VIN, none of these are, I don't think are Plaid. Yep. No, yeah, none of those are Plaid. So yeah, definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let's jump into some comments. Jake's gamer tag. Cheapest I found with Model 3 was $29,600 on his website. Should I buy next time I see one or wait? That's a tough question, because now with the tax credit coming in for used EVs under $25,000, it's almost like you're giving up like $8,000 in opportunity cost, because if you can find one under $25,000, I know it's a big if, then you get the extra $4,000 if you follow all the conditions and everything. And so and then from 25 to 29 is another $4,000. So, definitely something to think about. But I mean, 29,000 is the cheapest I've seen, so that would be sick. Abraham, I don't feel like buying a new Model 3 without USS. Better buy 2021 or 2022. I don't know. It's tough. Like I know Alexis can probably chime in on that. If it's like anything close to $38,000, I'd rather just buy a new one because yes, you don't get the USS, but you're getting 2 years of more warranty, brand new Tesla, like all these different things, the new graphics chip or CPU chip. Like, you know, I would say just get a new one for sure. Tapia, I can definitely see Dennis in a Model X. Yeah, hopefully, maybe we'll see. Same. Always on chill mode. Thank you. Exactly. Like the Tesla Model Y, and you just bought yours. So I would imagine people that buy a performance, whatever version, like they probably drive it for a week straight in the performance mode all the time. And they're like, okay, this is too fast. I'm going to switch it because this, not only is it super fast and I mean, it's usable, but you can make your passengers nauseous and we're about getting the best deal. When you drive in performance or sport mode all the time, you will eat and burn through tires. So, that's $1,200 a pop, full set each time. I'm okay. Like I'd rather just be on chill, not pay that extra $1,200 because 0 to 60 on the chill mode is still really fast relative to other vehicles out there. So that's what I think. Alexis Jakes, the best I've seen was 30,000 exactly. If they did, I get 29. I'll probably buy it exactly. 25. Alexis, 25,000 seems impossible at this point. Yeah, I mean nothing is impossible, right? At some point, I mean, let's say Tesla, drops the prices like we've been all predicting. If they drop the price down, then that could really push the market down. And so check out my petition if you're interested in signing. There's a petition that wants the IRS to reclassify the Teslas as Tesla Model Y as an SUV, but it takes two to tango. So I have a petition that says Tesla, you should lower your prices so that it qualifies for the IRA tax credit. So we got 84 signatures so far. Let's get to 100. I think it's a fun but I think Tesla should lower the prices as well. It's too damn high. The prices are too damn high, exactly, or too dang high. Tapia, Andy, USS in my opinion is so nice. I don't know how I would park without it. Yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, I guess I need to drive a Tesla without the USS and see, if it actually is impacting. But I can imagine why it'd be harder to drive without it. Abraham, I'm talking about a Model 3 long range. What's a good price you think? Low 30s at this point. I mean, if you can get under 30K for a Model 3 long range, I would think, yeah, use one. I don't know. Like, it's tough because Model 3 standard range, even though it's a lower range, it's an LFP battery, so you can drive it all the way up to 100%. I mean, sorry, charge it up to 100% and not have to really worry about it. I mean, I would say just do that, but it depends on the deal, I guess, at the end of the day. Jake Gamer said, Alexa was concerning. Exactly, yeah. Miguel, welcome to stream. Good to see you again. Last month, I was looking at prices, and there were some really good deals on Model 3s all the way down to 29,000. But with many miles, ended up with a 2020 Model 3 with enhanced autopilot, 20K miles for 33K in SoCal. White interior. That's not bad. Not bad at all. I like that deal. You got the enhanced autopilot, low mileage, 2020. White interior is rare. So I would say anytime you can get white interior, that's a good deal at the end of the day. But thanks for watching this chill stream on shopping for a Tesla or how to get the best deal. I am 100% trying to get a Model X. So hopefully I can get one, a refresh only. I don't think I want to go any older than that. And so hopefully I can line one up. I have my financing squared away and locked in with Labor Credit Union. Shout out to them for providing the best possible rate. And yeah, so let's see what else is some more comments before we end. To get the tax rate, GRT MXR, great mixer. To get the tax break on used cars, there is a $75,000 salary cap. Yeah, exactly. And it's only up to $4,000 down. Yeah, they will go, Alexis, yeah, they will go down, but who knows when. Yeah, exactly. Tapia, yeah, I'm not used to Model Y dimensions and my parking space is really tight. These sensors are really good when it comes down to measuring how far I am from the wall. Yeah, that's true. And the visibility in Model Y isn't necessarily the best either. I guess all Teslas are really kind of bad. So I can certainly see why the parking sensors make a lot of sense. 2.99 Alexis, 2.99 locked in shopping. Nice. I've never bought with the CU before. What are the steps to get financing when you don't buy through Tesla? You make the deal to buy and then tell CU the amount. Yes, exactly. Yep. That's exactly right. You find the car you want. Let's say I want to buy this, 2022 Model X. It's not a Plaid, but for $99,000. Of course, you have to factor in how much your own taxes are going to be. So California, just factor 10%, give or take. I know that's a little bit more, but just factor in 10% of everything, like registration and all that stuff. So if I were to buy this, that's 109, 110 basically. So I negotiate with, because you got to negotiate. You can't just pay full sticker price. Or pay price, listed price. You negotiate, figure out what number you want, then add 10%. Then you tell your credit union that you found a used car and you've agreed on this price, but you need this price because of taxes, tax, and fees. Your credit union is going to then send you a buyer's order that you have to send to the seller, and you basically have to sign on a piece of paper that the seller is committing to you to sell you this vehicle at this price. Here's the VIN, here's the details, this is the seller's information. You have to get the driver's license and all that stuff from the seller, including registration. You send it to the credit union. Credit union then either issues you the check or issues that person the check directly, or if they have if they finance the vehicle through someone else, then they send the check to the financing company. Then you pick up the vehicle from the seller. You wait till the title is sent to the seller. The seller then signs the title and then mails the title to you. Yeah, that was a lot. Hopefully you got all that. Maybe you could rewatch it, but it's definitely a process. Just try and itemize as much as possible. Like there's bill of sales that you can use to get it all signed out. But usually your credit union will give you the steps on how to buy it as well, because they might have certain forms that they need to give to you as well. Adita, welcome to stream. Sorry about that. I butchered your name. Tesla just gave me a delivery date for Model 3 rear-wheel drive. It's January 14th. I'm qualified for the EV tax credit. You think I should push or just take it? If you qualify for the tax credit, if you need a vehicle, I would say just take it, because you get the full tax credit. And use financing partners like Tenet down below in the description. If you want to check them out, they can allow you to defer up to $7,500 of your loan, lower your monthly payment. Check it out in the link below in the description. And yeah, I would just take it. Like unless you don't need a car. If you don't need a car and you've got patience, push it, because we don't know what's going to happen January 25th or what's going to happen with all these price changes. Matt Clark, if I were to get a base Model 3, should I order now? If you don't need a car, it's basically the same advice to Aditya. If you don't need a car, just wait at this point. Like maybe wait till February at this point, because I think that's when, so if there's going to be any price changes, it's going to be in the month of February, maybe even late February. Abraham, what's the max credit unions give you? Depends on your credit, income, and also depends on the vehicle. I think some places will only give 110 or 120% of NADA value. And so if the vehicle is worth X retail value, they'll give you 110 to 120% of the value of a loan for factoring and taxes and stuff like that. Jake's gamer tags. Any idea if you use Model 3s will qualify for the SCE pre-owned EV rebate? It's 1 to 4K worth. No idea, actually. I've never really followed that. I know the CVRP ran out of funding and and all that stuff, but I'm not sure on the SCE one. Any suggestions for insurance? How is Tesla in-house insurance? Tesla's in-house insurance is perfectly fine. I actually give insurance recommendations to my Patreon members down below in the description if you want to join the Patreon and schedule a call with me. And then after you join, you get a link to my buying guide, which has links to all the resources I use to get the best possible deal. Actually, right here as well, best possible deal on a price, including all the insurance companies that I use and everything else to get the best discounts as well. Alexis, how long does it take a week? Max what, Abraham? Max loan, Abraham is what he was talking about. How long does it take? It can be, labor credit unions quick. They can turn around in like a few days, maybe even a week. But usually, yeah, a week, 2 weeks. Well, the longest part of buying a used Tesla from a seller is the title. Because DMV title takes a month, maybe 3 weeks to a month. So waiting for that title to get shipped to the seller and then having the seller sign it and then give it to you, that's the longest part it will actually take. That's for sure. But yeah, thanks for watching this video. Please hit that like if you enjoyed. Hopefully you guys got some good nuggets from this. Thanks for joining this chill stream where we shop for a Tesla. I think the Model X is next on my list, so hopefully we can get it. But fingers crossed. I mean, we'll see. We'll see if any of these buyers or sellers accept some of my low balls, because that's a strategy. Numbers game. It's a numbers game at the end of the day. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you guys are having a good Sunday. Hope you're having a good night, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.